Mhm. Mhm. Am I online? Oh, Baltimore, ain't it hard trying to live? People, I am not on here to talk trash about Miss Rita. Miss Rita has already told us that she's had issues with drugs. And what we saw last night when someone exposed her home and showed all kind of, her house in disarray. It was dirty. It was all these things. These were people who do drugs. This is what happens, honey. So all you got to see was how drug addicts live. I mean, it's this very sad thing. So we ain't here trying to pile on this woman and make her life any worse than it is. I believe the drug is not the person, though. Just like I cleaned my life up, you should have seen some of the hovels and the shitholes that drug addicts live in when I was in that life. Hers wasn't as bad. Many times, I remember this story. Let me tell you a couple of stories about this drug addiction, honey. I did my thing in a place called the New Pacific Hotel, right? Nothing but junkies, meth heads, crackheads. Everybody's on something. Everybody has some kind of hustle, right? So this guy was hiding out. He owed me some money. And I went to that guy's house, and I finally found him at home, right? And when he opened the door to his room, he didn't open the door to his room, open the door all the way and come in or him come out. When he opened the door, he had to slide down in front of the door in order to escape the room. The room was so packed full of garbage and trash and tweakable junk. Years. It would appear that he had been there for years and years and years. He was, what you call it, a hoarder. And the strange thing is that was not an unusual way. Tweakers, crackheads. So I was not surprised that this is, but my question is this. Is that woman entitled to any privacy at all? Who came to that woman's house and took pictures of her living in squalor like that? Who did that? Who was allowed to do that? They say the woman is up for eviction. This man want to sell a house. I'm amazed you can sell a house for $40,000. That's a good deal, shit. Because what we saw was a bunch of junk, but the first thing you would do is have that cleared out. I would think if you're trying to sell a property, you just throw all that stuff in the trash, and then you would paint the walls, and then you would rip the carpet out. If I don't know if she even had carpet, maybe it was like a laminate kind of flooring kind of thing. It wasn't that big a fix up, right? But these people, it seems like humiliation was part of the deal. Because why would you photograph someone's dirty clothes and stuff like that? It looks like they were trying to force her out of this house or this condo or whatever. First of all, I say $40,000 seems like a good deal. But they showed the front of the building, which was a brick facade. And they showed, and it looked like just a regular townhouse. I mean, it was more than one story. It was 2 stories, 3 stories, whatever. But it looked regular on the outside, right? And then in the backyard, it looked like a nice yard. It had a nice view and all that kind of stuff. So the thing that was going wrong in there with the situation was with Rita and addiction, right? But who can just come into someone's house? Did they have her exit the house because they were attempting to evict her? You can't just go in somebody's apartment and just start photographing and stuff. Did they come in there when she wasn't there? How did this go down? Did the owner of the property have the right to come in there and photograph that woman's house looking like that? They had it looking abandoned. So is she still living there? How did this occur? I don't even know how this happened. Well, you would see something like that. Yes, it's hard to look at, people. It's very hard to look at. But the woman already told you that she had a problem with drugs. You don't always see it. Go down into one of these tent places on the street and go in, crawl up in there and see what you see. It's not unusual. Drugs are very destructive. They destroy lives. But it's not the person. It is the drug, honey. When you remove the drug, you get the person back. So my prayer for Rita is that she will somehow be able to get herself together and get off dope. When she gets off dope, then she can go and buy herself. She can't do it in the condition that she's in now. And I don't want to come in here and sound like I'm accusing her of something that is not common knowledge. But it has to be very humiliating for her. Right? Is she entitled to any privacy at all? Hey, people. Let's try to get in the Christmas spirit. Trying to humiliate people. Why people come on here to expose all of that? But for the grace of God. These people, some of these people who are posting these pictures of this girl's home and her living condition, they are playing with drugs themselves. At any point, it could switch. It could switch and you can go into full-blown addiction. Anytime you're playing with drugs, it could switch at any point. I've seen people who will come into that life, come in looking sharp, come in the discos and the clubs and looking good and doing that buying and getting happy and having sex and all this shit, right? And then you watch the decline. And then you run into people a year later in the supermarket and you feel like you're in the night of the living dead. This stuff is nothing to play with. There, but for the grace of God, go I. That applies to me, and it applies to any other person who wants to play with drugs. So these people over here want to make a big thing out of that person's dwellings and things. Things could turn on that person. I don't feel like saying her name today. I'm sick of saying that same person's name. I've been saying that person's name for damn 2 months. So I'm sick of it. I'm just saying this. But for the grace of God. See, you don't have control of that kind of thing. Drugs can take over your life. Merry Christmas, people. Merry Christmas. Okay, you said it, Lincoln Jude. I'm not going to say it today. I am off that. Oh, I didn't want to be sucked in like I was before with one person, But it's happened again. I can admit it. At least give it a couple of days rest. We're supposed to be having a massive exit soon, so we'll see. How are you? Hi, Roxanne Smith. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. Y'all get all your gifts. When you order them gifts off of Amazon, make sure you go out there and be waiting for the mailman. 'Tis the season. There are other things associated with drug addiction, honey. You better watch them packages. What do they call them? Porch pirates. They know this is their season, honey. So if I order something off of anything, when they tell me that the package is being delivered, I'm right down there waiting for them. That's a good deal for $40,000. Shit, it's a townhouse. You can do all that cosmetic shit in a weekend. But some reason they wanted to show it just like that. So it's not like they were showing something where they got holes punched in the wall or structural damage or anything. They wanted to humiliate the person in there. So maybe they can't get rid of Miss Rita in them. So they decided to come in there and humiliate them by photographing the place in that condition. I don't know why they would do that. Why would you want your house to look like trash? On HGTV, they have those things where those people, what are they? They're fixers or flippers, and they'll go and they'll see that, but usually not showing all that junk and stuff in there. That's just ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. So I don't know if she's still living there. I mean, I can't imagine somebody coming to my house. Oh, I want to photograph your squalor. So you leave and I'll take all the pictures, because there were no people in the pictures. I think there was one with a child on the couch. So did they just bombard her and just rush into the house? Did they come there when she wasn't there? I don't know how those pictures were done. How was that allowed to happen? How was she allowed something like that to happen? Was she forced to allow something like that to happen? Has she already been evicted, or have they already moved out of the house? I don't know. They showed her equipment there, but it was very humiliating. I really felt for her. People say, get off the line, get off the line, get off. Well, maybe she should come back online on YouTube. But why is she not allowed to do what we're all doing? Right? She's making money from this. That's why she does it. She's supporting the family. You know, probably a lot of the money that she makes doesn't go to the right places. But her life is not over. Rita's is still a young woman, honey. She's still young, still has a chance to turn her life around. So people seem to find some humor is I'm gonna take your kids from you. I just can't imagine anything worse than that. If some agency want to take her kids, that's between Rita and the agencies. They have to work it out. They have to go to the court. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody on here. You don't give a goddamn about no children. You don't care nothing about that. Stop lying to yourself. You only want to try to hurt somebody. Try to humiliate somebody. Take somebody's children. That's like taking my arms off. Oh God. That seems like a pretty good deal. $40,000. I know you can buy a property for $40,000. My grandmother bought those dollar house. You remember dollar house when they have you know, the neighborhood's all fucked up. Look like I think Detroit's kind of going through that, and they have this blight in the cities, and then they offer you a house that is, you know, in bad condition, and you pay the city $1, but you got to put 30,000 into it, whatever, those kind of situations. But from the outside, it appeared that there'd just be a regular townhouse. I mean, because she had Section 8, if the person who owned the place, if he accepted her Section 8, then that's between them. That's got nothing to do with the rest of the complex. So it could be a perfectly fine complex. There was nothing wrong with the outside. It was just a brick building, honey. So I don't know why them other people, they laughing at that, but that's a whole lot more space than they have. I'll say it like that. It was a townhouse. I'm sure it was very regular when it went in. And it wouldn't take that much to put it back together. So if y'all in the Baltimore area, you might want to look into some of these kind of websites where they post all that kind of stuff. I guess they're trying to make the house look like a crack den or something. That's their I don't know. I don't know about no damn real estate. Okay, Merry Christmas, everyone. Hi, Prima Wanda. Merry Christmas, China doll. Merry Christmas to everyone. I see you, Deborah Lewis. Shouldn't be taking joy in people's downfall, though. Trolletta. Oh, you are a fan of Andrew? That's Andrew in there. Trolletta. Okay. The house is up for auction. Is being sold by the owner. The realtor took the picture. The owner is looking for a quick flip with minimal investment. Yeah, but how much investment does it take to take the couches and all the trash out of there? Well, maybe it's because they're still living there. Perhaps they're legally able to go in there and take pictures if they're trying to sell a property. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know why you wanted to look bad like that. I can understand if there were structural things you wanted to show as an expense taken on this property, but showing someone else's property, I don't get that part. So maybe they only had a window. Okay, you have 1 hour. You can go in and photograph the building. You have to leave because people live there. It could be something like that. Okay, I want to read that one more time. It's okay, Trolletta. So here's the situation. I think he has it pretty wrapped up, summed up. The house is up for auction, is being sold by the owner. Okay. So if she has a subsidy, the owner of the thing just took her subsidy, Section 8, right? And she's just basically a renter. She's a renter. Okay. The realtor took the picture. The owner is looking for it. So the owner doesn't give a shit, just get rid of it. He gave him a price. Okay. Owner's looking for a quick flip with minimum investment. Okay. Damn, you couldn't be making too much money. You only selling for $40,000. How much did he pay for it? Right. You're right, Ursula. Hey, Uncle Tim and people, they need it to show their own house. It's disgusting to tear down another Black woman down on social media. Right. She's already got issues. She's already got problems. So now she's actually got to find a place to live. It's got to be huge. You got a family. You got to get out. The people are walking in, they're taking pictures. They're trying to sell it right then. I imagine at 40,000, it will sell pretty easily. So why are they so hard on that woman? They have no sense of playing fair at all. Right? Like, we don't know poor people. You ain't never encountered no poor people before? People with drugs in the house, people with alcohol problems, people with issues. You want to go in their house and just photograph all of their dysfunction? No outside person took the photos. It's a flip with guaranteed money because it's listed as a tenant occupied with Section 8. Okay. It's a flip with guaranteed money because it's listed as a tenant occupied with Section 8. So they're going to let her stay there? Well, it's listed with tenant occupied. Okay, so somebody would just come in there as an investment? I wouldn't invest in it to look like that. It still seems like it would fix it up. But so maybe then if the person moves out, if she is being evicted, we've heard that for a while, then the other person who comes in would also be a Section 8 tenant. And hopefully they'll have better results. Right? Not all people on Section 8 are addicts, are struggling. Right? Happy holidays, Miss Tony. Yes, my journey was a bumpy road, honey. Back in the day, that place, and I'm talking about people who are making money. They places look like that. They didn't stay too long. Baby, please be quiet. What you doing? What's the problem? You're not even gonna look at your dad? What are you gonna do? What you doing? Y'all see, I had to trim his face up because his hair grows in his face first. So the haircut is $100. So I usually go every other month, but then about a month later, the hair started growing and you can't see his eyes and all that kind of stuff. So I got to chop it up. He understands. He said, I understand that means they're going to get another haircut next month. Welcome to Timothy Blaine. Hi, Nicole Reloaded. Nicole, let me see which ones these are. I got to handle a little business. Okay, Nicole Reloaded, and then I'm just taking the names of these moderators. Maybe if we can do our business for Christmas dinner. Nicole, you're here by yourself today. So it's Nicole, Miss Motown. Redbone, right? Be quiet, boy. Okay. Yeah, where we at? CPS won't take her children. Federal law. Baby, come on. Come over here. Okay. See, you people got to stop this calling CPS on people, though. I mean, that is, God damn. You don't want to be called a Section 8. There used to be our name, This was the Section 8 sector. You didn't like that. You took offense to it. I took offense to it. So they said, okay, we'll settle for the beef sector. Why we got to act like the lowest people on the goddamn internet? We have to be the lowest sector on the whole internet. Only ones lower are these children that call the SWAT team. When they SWAT and call the SWAT team and have police show in people's house could get somebody killed. We got to stop all this kind of behavior, people. Okay. CPS won't take her children. The federal law and the Constitution is in place to keep families together. Okay. I still don't think it's right to be sicking them on them though. We don't know what that girl's life will look like next year. She clean it up next year and be an interior designer. We don't know. You can't judge people by their lowest point. The one that said that it might be so with Tenant, with a Section 8 tenant in there, perhaps she could keep it. If they're just investors, they just buy it and flip. Well, if they flip, how they gonna flip it with her in it though? Whatever. We don't know the details, honey. It was just low class to show her a place like that. I guess they wouldn't found it on real estate something. You're right, Ursula. I have pics like that on some real estate websites. Not often, but I have. Well, I know they have those kind of pictures, Gail, when you have actual crack houses where people have just taken over properties and they have squatters in there, and they may come and take the pictures and so forth. They have to get rid of the squatters. I thought they would, if they're going to flip the place, they want to get rid of the squatters. But I guess some people just sell them just like they are, whether there are people in there or not. That's a major burden trying to get rid of them, you know. And there have been things done to get rid of squatters. Unmentionables, honey. Yeah. Well, if she's addicted, TV, we can't expect her to act like a normal person, a normal human being. Right. It's a sad story. I mean, let's just face it. It's just a sad story. I don't know how to even defend it. But I think people, they deserve a modicum of respect anyway. Right. I guess you can't sell it if you can't photograph it. No, actually, the apartment itself is better than the person who, much better than the person who's actually reporting on it. It is a townhouse. It is a brick structure, a townhouse. It's either 2 or 3 stories high. There are several bedrooms there. I think I counted at least 3. The rooms are big. I mean, it's just the dysfunction that's going on inside of there. But as far as the actual place, and it only costs $40,000. So I don't know that the other places is that all that much better. It's just a third of the size. Pray for her and her kids that they come out of it. Yeah. There are drug programs that will take you and the kids. They have them that their whole family lives there. That was my experience. I was in Walden House in San Francisco. It's a big agency. But people will come in and get their life together. I mean, you can't define your whole life by your drug addiction, because it doesn't have to be your whole life. Now, so 19 years ago, I was a practicing drug addict and a drug dealer. I was in and out of prison. I went to prison 10 times in 10 years. I mean, every single year, all the police had to do was see my face, and I went back to prison, right? They coming down a one-way street. I got to run down the other one-way street. I got to always be hiding, right? I lived in, not this kind of squalor, hotel squalor, where people are coming in and out, and you can't stay anywhere long, because as soon as they call the cops on you because they got stopped with a $20 bag, where did you get the drugs? We'll let you go. Over there, I got it from Jabber, and then they come over there and pick me up again. So it was a disgusting way to live. And that's not my reality. It hasn't been for 19 years. That was just a little snippet of my life. It was not even the biggest part of my life, because I had a whole life before I became a drug addict, right? So I lived 20 years, then did that for 17 years, and then I've done an equal amount of time on this side. So it only represents a third of my life. So don't write people off so easily. You don't know what God can do, right? God can do anything. He can turn lives around. I know that to be true. So I don't write people off. They're hopeless. All of them, they all crackhead, except for the Bayang. But I ain't talking about the Bayang today. People think they're holding it together. And then at some point there's a switch. And then the drugs become more important than anything else. Don't think you're above it. Don't play with it, honey. So we got 3 days to Christmas. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a brand new life, sobriety, all of my kids, and a partridge in a pear tree. Could all switch. Stop, boy. At some point, people just had enough. I'm tired. My legs are tired. My arms are tired. I just can't do it anymore. It's just over, honey. Whatever it was, it's over. Oh, I'm not talking about that person today. Telcan. I don't know why I can't pronounce that name. Telcan D3. Telcan 3. I gotta try to get off that person. See, when a person does something stupid every single day, Lord, you got to make your choice. It's whack that those pics were leaked to humiliate. That's all it was about, to humiliate her. Or maybe the realtor trying to force her out, but maybe making a fool out of her. I would think, damn, if I'm going to be photographing something, I would at least take the dirty clothes off the floor, or give the person a chance to take the dirty clothes off the floor. You know, but then they're not aware of this YouTube thing, honey. Believe it or not, everybody's not on YouTube, so they don't know how filthy we are. Mm-hmm. Those dishes were washed. Nothing was on the floor. Doesn't mean the house wasn't filthy. Girl, she's a drug addict. I mean, what do you expect from a drug addict? Y'all don't know how drug addict. Y'all just ain't seen enough, honey. I know most people are normal people. They go to school, they get a job, maybe they fall in love, they get a couple of kids, whatever, and they just basically work their whole life, right? There's a whole other existence out there that you don't get to see, honey. You just got to peek into it and see what it's like. Yes, we have to pray for the children, but I don't know that the answer is necessarily to take someone's children away from them. Perhaps they just need help. Help. As long as she's not beating those children and she's not starving those children, right? I mean, those people came out of her body, honey. It's not our fodder. We decide if she had kids or not. It's not our place. And them same people are always talking about dragging kids. What are you doing to a family? Kids and all. Okay, faithful wisdom. Okay, Mr. Tim, haven't you lived in much worse? I think you are being too hard on her. I'm not being hard on Rita. Oh, no, honey. I'm not sounding right then. I must be sounding crazy. She does have an autistic son who may write on walls, give her. Yeah, I'm not coming down hard on that woman. Hey, I understand drug addiction. I mean, I spent most of my adult life as a drug addict. Yes, I've lived in places not like that because I haven't had children. I haven't had responsibility. So that's the thing about these single men out here in these streets, honey. When you don't have responsibilities, basically you do whatever the fuck you want to do. I mean, who gives a damn what you do? So I never had a family. I never lived in apartments. I lived in hotels, hotel to hotel. So it was a little different, but I understand her situation. I already told you she's on drugs. To deny that she has a drug problem is foolish. I mean, it's crazy. That don't mean we throw her away. It's just saying she's struggling with drugs, like other people. So, faithful women, you misunderstood me. I don't know exactly how to even broach the subject, but I think it was something worth talking about. I mean, that was pretty remarkable to see, for you guys to see. And I don't think people who come after Rita, they're concerned about her children. I don't believe that. I think that's bullshit. They only want to get her in any way they can. So I'm saying you're doing the same drugs. I mean, you might call out the name of her drug because you won't tell us the name of yours. But I mean, basically, it's the same situation. She's just further along than you are. Please. Honey, I know it's not the person. It is the dope. Well, that's because TV, you're a normal person, honey. Right. She is still living there. They will clean it when she moves out. I would think you would clean it and paint it. But if they're going to sell it like it is, they're trying to sell it like it is. Are they going to do anything? Are they just want to make it look like a crack house? Is that what their goal is? Because it would be so easy to straighten that up. I mean, it's a bunch of Knicks-Macks furniture. You just put it out. But she lives there. So I guess they have rules or laws, depending on where you live, that they say, well, we can come in there and do that. You have to make a time for us to come in and do it. It was Rita's fault too that she didn't have time to clean it up before they got there, but she probably didn't give a shit. I'm moving. You said I have to move. I'm getting out, right? If she has an autistic child, it could be that he's the one that's making the walls like that. Maybe he's just too much for her, and she's at times overwhelmed. I'm sure she's overwhelmed, and she's trying to do this shit here and do drugs and do all this other stuff. And you have an autistic child who needs extra care. Yeah, she's probably overwhelmed. Maybe she's given up on the place altogether, figuring she's leaving it. I don't know. I know if I lived in the Boston area, though, I think I'd jump on that deal for $40,000. That's pretty reasonable. So is she being evicted, Gail? You know, I mean, I guess that's her business. We shouldn't even be asking her business. But that was dirty the way they did her, though. And there was nothing about them being concerned about no kids. It was pure evil. A nasty move. So when people do nasty things to you, don't complain. Just sit there and take it. Because this is what I did with Rita. I exposed her dysfunction. I thought it was funny. The owner ain't shit. I don't know how much profit he could be making. He's selling. I mean, to buy a property for $40,000, you selling it for $40,000? How much you pay for it? What condition was it in when she got it? I know Section 8 people will not they won't let you move into a place like that. You have to, when they come in, it has to be right. So apparently it was right when they came in, you know, and this is what it's led to. I like the outside of the building. It's a solid townhouse. Backyard was great. It's the hypocrisy for me. Mm-hmm. People, judge ye not. Do you know? Have you guys watching the news? Do you know how many people are facing eviction? Is it going to be next month? They had the moratorium to stop the evictions, but all that money since way back in April, all of it is going to be due the moment they declare that this thing is over. You can go back to work. A lot of people are going to be facing eviction, honey. A lot of decent working people are going to be facing eviction. What are going to be their circumstances, honey? This is not the time to be trying to make fun of somebody who's got a roof over their head. That is going to be the real story. There's some heartbreaking stories already happening, honey. Unless they can get themselves together with this stimulus thing. They said, because we're putting too much on this $600. That ain't, what is $600? Every time I go in the store, it's $100. So if you got a family, it's $300. So you can go to the store twice. That ain't gonna do nothing. The main thing is are they going to be able to stop these damn evictions? Are they going to be able to stop the evictions? And are they going to keep some of these small businesses in business? Because you're going to have jobs to come back to, right? So for us, we care about the little payout. That's the smallest, tiniest part of it. This eviction thing is going to be a mess, particularly in these cities like San Francisco, New York, Chicago. Child, you get back behind 3 months, you owe these people $10,000. Where are you going to get that? So, okay, we'll make a deal with you. You only got to give us an extra $1,000 a month. Who the hell got an extra $1,000 a month to pay for rent? Most of us are struggling under whatever it is right now. That's what we chose, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sums it up, kitty cat. Catty cat. No, Section 8 ain't dealing with it. When they come in there, they have to check all your windows got to work right, all your stove got to work right, your refrigerator got to work right, all your windows got to be, secure. You have to pass a whole checklist of stuff for them to accept another tenant in there, Section 8 tenant. But if this person can buy this property for $40,000, maybe they want to live in it. I don't know. If it was just an investment, maybe put their daughter or their son or somebody in there. And that's pretty cheap. I mean, even in some of these small places, rents has got. I mean, a mortgage. How often do you find $40,000 mortgage? How much could that be? It's got to be pretty cheap. No, Nicole Reloaded. The last thing they want to see is Section 8 people. See, when they had the Section 8 people in there, at least they were getting their rent. So they let it fall into disrepair because they didn't care. They were still getting paid. They posted I thought there was a child on the couch. Yeah. Somebody rolling up in these ghettos and trying to find these people. But I mean, drug addiction, it's ugly. It's an ugly thing, honey. Ain't nothing cute about it. We just don't see it. So you got a chance to see it. Ask these people out here on the street when you see them with these tent things. Climb up in there. Ask them, sir, why do you have 9 bicycles with no wheels on them? They're getting high. It makes sense when you're getting high, honey. But it's not something that you're going to understand. It's ugly. It don't mean it's the end, though, honey. Say you love God, you trust God, you believe all these testimonies you've been hearing since you was a little baby. Believe it then. It could all change in a heartbeat. At least if she's on here making money on YouTube, at least she ain't breaking in cars. She ain't boosting where she'll end up losing the kids because she'll be in jail. I'm just saying. She ain't out there selling her ass. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Hard to believe it's got 3 days to Christmas. Y'all get all your Christmas shopping done? I assume most of it will be online. Y'all said the place has good bones. That's what it is. It's a brick building. It's the townhouse. It's 2 or 3 stories, and it has a big backyard, and it has big rooms and several of them. So the other thing that was to post pictures and all that, they would love to have that place. They would love to have it. 40,000. What's the mortgage going to be? $300, $400? I don't know how they even pass us yearly inspections with Section 8 people, though. Usually they'll come in there and with their checklist and they'll make you do stuff. Keep it up. But who knows what qualifies as normal, though? Does dirt count? I do remember her checking herself into program at one point. So maybe that desire is there. At some point it will come to fruition. But she's still a relatively young woman. You know. Just hope that, nothing happens to her where she is sent somewhere and she can't be there for her children. If the people going to let them stay in there, I guess it would be good for them. I'm trying to think what conditions. I don't think Section 8 would approve that. Maybe they'll come in and fix the place up and raise the rent a little bit. That could be. Because you can raise the rent to Section 8, even though Section 8 is paying for it. If you can justify raising the rent, you can raise the rent with them. People are so damn hateful. I wonder what the complex is like. All you see is big. There might be just regular people. I mean, in all the other units. I mean, here we don't have the whole building is not Section 8. It's just that unit what that person is, right? So it could be a perfectly nice neighborhood. I take it. I can work with that, honey. Oh, Rita already has a new place? Oh, well, good for her then. Maybe that's why she don't give a shit about that place. She's done. She's through. Okay, that's good. Oh, that's what I want to ask you. I haven't seen anything from Rita in months. So does anybody on here know what her page is? Because it's not Rita the Baddest Roaster. That doesn't lead to anything. So I'm asking a serious question here. Does anybody know her page or her channel? A lot of us came out of poverty, Hi, Nicole Reloaded. Nicole, okay, it's reloaded. Okay, there it is. Hold on. 5-star. Five-star Ball Tour. Ball. Five-star Baltimore. Thank you, precious. Sometimes people just need a little encouragement. Honey, the last time I was in prison, my mom couldn't think nothing to say. All she could say was, boy, what you gonna do? We had no idea that'd be my last time, honey. My very last time, I was so lost in that shit. I would call her and tell her, oh, they like me here in prison. She said, nigga, you sound like a goddamn fool. I said, girl, you lost your mind. Did we know that that'd be the very last time, damn near 20 years ago? A lot of people have a history. Other one is, it's just a matter of, I just got to click on to follow the pages. Let me see, type in Tyler. Boy, she got to hide herself like this? Taylor Comedy Factory. Comedy. Taylor Comedy Factory, you said it, right? Factory. There's another thing, people. People have a smaller problem with dope. People who are still working, people still raising their children, all that kind of stuff. They have a harder time, right? Is you, generally speaking, the people who find long-term recovery are the people who you consider as the people who really bottomed out. The worst people you see people out here homeless, pushing shopping carts and shit. Those will be the people who achieve long-term sobriety, because it will get so bad that they will never, ever want to go back there again. You see, you can't play with it, honey. Right? So don't give up on people. She is a very funny girl. So if she does get herself together, she has plenty of talent there. A lot to work with. Mm-hmm. Don't judge the person until you walk in their shoes. Y'all want to take everybody and put them in foster care. God knows what goes on in there. They ain't got no parents. That's supposed to be progress. Please. Yeah, that thing is cheap. I was trying to stay away from his name, but some people, they spend all their time bragging and begging, right? And they get all bloated up in the head, and then they want to put down the people who have so much less. What are you damn bragging about then? Where's the humor in it, honey? I don't get it. Okay, bottom line, God will restore everything and more to Rita. She loves her children and has a good heart. He'll go back to her environment she was brought up in, right? She could have been dead or still an addict. It's true. Yeah, the most of her life is still ahead of her. Whole lot of us we even got parents with stories. Maybe our houses didn't look so good young. My mama never struggled with that particular kind of thing when we were young. But I'm sure people would say, well, why in the fuck are you a drug addict? I guess it's a personal thing, honey. It's not a reflection on the parents. It could happen to anybody, really. Smoke crack for a week straight and see what happens. You could have just broke up with somebody. You all in tears and all that. Give me a hit. Next thing you know, here you are. And this eviction thing, people, it's a serious thing. I mean, this could destroy people's lives. If they can't work, they can't pay the rent, and these landlords, they have rights now to kick you out. You think they ain't gonna do it? If they got to pay a mortgage, they're still paying the mortgage on the place. So let's hope that this government has made it where these people can hold on to their properties. YouTube brings Satan out of people. We can do so much more for our community. Just talk, people. What's wrong with just reading each other? If you want to have roasting gags, just roast and gag. Why you got to go to this doxing stuff? This doxing, honey. I know y'all, some of y'all gonna find my new novel dark. Y'all gonna say, oh, he's killing people. I'm just telling you what's in the heart and minds of people on YouTube, honey. Yes, in my new novel, it is a murder mystery, but all this goddamn doxing, it's unnecessary. If you cannot talk, get your ass off YouTube or make a different kind of channel, right? Don't try to hit people with doxing. Hit them with your mouth. Hit them with your words. Or don't play the game. Don't play the game, because every time somebody knock you down, you're going to go doxing them. Don't expect genuine support from the people. Don't tell these people shit. Don't tell them nothing, honey. Don't tell them none of your personal information. And I'll give you some advice. If you're going to be starting a YouTube channel, or if you are already a content creator, go to your Facebook and remove any photos about your family, people, any information about your personal life. Because these people will go and take time to go and digging through all your social media to find a picture of you laying somewhere drunk. Take it out. I don't post all that shit on my Facebook account, so you can't get nothing out of there. But I'm saying I've seen it over and over and over and over again. All this supposed to be doxing information. They get some of it from Google, and they're getting a lot of it from Facebook. I don't know if they get anything from Twitter or not, but from other social media. So just take it out. You don't need to have a picture of your mama on there. Take it out. If you're going to be doing this thing. These people are evil. Many of them are evil. Demon spawn. And if this thing brings it out in them. And don't let them start getting a little money from this thing. Oh, boy. Every man for himself. Every man or woman for themselves. It's dirty. Nasty. Don't let all this stuff ruin your Christmas spirit, though, people. If you got to click off of YouTube for a while, go ahead, honey. Don't let it ruin your Christmas spirit. We're supposed to be walking on the street smiling, giving people, homeless people, $1 and all that kind of stuff. Be in the spirit, feeding people as best we can, you know. It's got to be hard for you people who have families, though. Can't see your own cheering. I guess it's okay to be with people who live with you, who are already in your house. Ooh-wee. Ursula Ingram. Uncle Tim Stereo is giving away $100,000 to the person with the most listeners. You must be a so-called verified. Girl, I signed my name on that thing and I haven't been back since. I don't even know what they do on there. I'm satisfied with this right here. I'm too old. I'm just too old, I think. I ain't chasing no dollars. I ain't chasing all that. It didn't look all that. I'm not a person who enjoys avatars. It's hard to hold my interest if it's not a person sitting in front of the camera, right? So I know a lot of people do it on here, but on there, that's all that is avatars. Avatars talking. So no, I'm not gonna buy. I don't think I'm gonna win 100,000. And $100 here and there, that doesn't mean that much to me. I mean, honestly, it doesn't. Some people here, you know, they got money, and I go over there. Now I got to participate in this thing that I never wanted to participate in. So at some point, I guess I'll sit back and just check that thing out, right? I don't know. But my days of chasing $1 are over. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice thought. See, that's a Christmas thought. Beverly Crump. Good people always find good people to be friends with. I'm lucky I have good friends to keep me laughing. That's great. That's the right attitude, honey. Don't the Bible talk about that? Think on these good things. Keep your mind right of all this evil shit that goes on YouTube. Particularly when you're supposed to be doing so well. You're doing so good. So why are you trying to put your heel in somebody else's neck who's maybe not doing so well? Who's maybe even in crisis? Where's the humor, honey? I don't get it. Be careful what you do, baby, because the very same thing that make you laugh, it will make you cry. Millions of people facing eviction. Don't assume, honey. Do not assume. People be riding harder for strangers on YouTube than their own friends and family, which is strange to me. I don't get it. I've seen so many people fall out on here, though. I'm cautious. If I like somebody, I just like them. I just like to watch them. I think they're funny or whatever, but I don't attempt to get all involved in people's lives and stuff like that. I just don't do it. Because then you fall out, and then you got another beef. And it seems like everybody falls out eventually. So I just rather just have mutual respect for people. If I like you, watch you, you like to watch me, let that be it. Merry Christmas, Beverly Crump. I'm not taking it back. Hi, Jerome MacArthur. I don't know any kind of Christmas music. I'm amazed. None of it comes back. All that fallout over the past 5 years. I can't. And yet, Linda B, here we are, This is a unique form of entertainment. But I got to tell you, I spend more time doing this YouTube than I do watching television. When we were young people, all we had was television, right? Television or maybe radio. And then we got all this stuff. So this interaction, it is more entertaining to me now than watching TV shows for 2 hours. So it is a good thing as well. There are good things about it, but there's a dark side of this YouTube. That's why I had to write a murder mystery. Who did it? Child, don't be out there with so many enemies that the police can't even figure out who the fuck killed you. Oh, God, there's so many. I think Rita's a decent person. I think she went off. She said the F word one time or something like that. And she actually made a video saying, Timothy Blaine, I want to apologize to you for saying that. I said, that's so nice. We never had any interaction or anything. But little things like that, it means you care about other people. I respect that. And I still remember it. So what's she struggling? She's struggling. Just tell the truth. It's no shame in saying I'm struggling. Right? That's the beginning. That is the beginning of a new beginning. There's a problem. There's an issue. I need to deal with it. I'm tired. A lot of people going, oh, girl, I hope it don't happen, Ursula. I just can't imagine regular people being evicted. I mean, some of you guys live, near your family and stuff like that. You have resources. You can move in with people. You can move in with your kids. You can do things like that. But some people are just going to be out on the street. Imagine that you live in a city where you don't know anybody really. I mean, I don't know. I have one relative that lives here in San Francisco. If I've been on the street, I'll be on the street. It's hard to imagine. So let's hope this damn virus thing is this vaccine spread fast as possible. What a mighty God we serve. Angels fall before him. Heaven and earth above him. What a mighty God we serve. The Church Lady Reed Show, TM. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels that bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. That's all church song let me say, song right here, Uncle Tim. I got you covered. What a mighty God. That is so true, honey. That is so true. Y'all know I don't even go to AA meetings. I mean, I went from 100 miles an hour to 0. What a mighty God. All I did was accept Christ in my life. All I did was start believing God was going to deliver me and accept at some point I am delivered. I am never going to do drugs again, and there will be no discussion about it. Because people are trying to tell you, well, what if you relapse? What if you, girl, I told you I am delivered. That is a wonderful feeling when you feel it on the inside. What a mighty God. You're right, church lady. God can do anything. This is child's play for God. Y'all know it's true. Y'all seen them. Y'all have seen the miracles, honey. Rita, honey, is no different than these clowns on YouTube. There's a whole lot of them on here with issues. Playing with it. Like they're in control of it. How the hell you going to be in control of a drug addiction, honey? You ain't in control of shit. Nothing. That thing can swing around on you in a heartbeat. You be out here picking up cans. Wondering what the fuck happened. They're just regular people. I hope they have a nice Christmas. Rita and her kid. How many kids you got? 3? I mean, I hope they have a nice Christmas. I need $50 to ouch that button on Trump. What? I need 50,000. Okay, any money will do. Okay, 50,000. Good luck. One of the sad things is, you know, people who have drug habits, it's almost like you don't want to give them money, and it's so strange because they need money for other things too. You know, they need food, they need shelter, they need all these other things, but you're afraid to give them anything because you think it's just going to go to drugs. You know. We blessed. We're still here, people. I done sit up here with HIV for 31 years. Can you imagine? Can you imagine thinking you were going to die for at least 15 years? 15 years thinking you could check out at any moment. Yeah, Rico, bless his heart. Bless his heart. And he's a nice kid. You know, people are turning on him now, but it's the dope, people. It's the dope. For him, it's the alcohol, but it's not the person. There's a good person in there. You know, we don't want people to get so bad that they withdraw or they hurt themselves. But there's another prime example. You want to help people, and then you're afraid to help them. Yeah, a whole lot of people are homeless right now. You can't assume. They always say black people are supposed to be so poor, but yet we get on here and everybody's so rich. Everybody's doing so good. I said, well, goddamn, what are we fighting for? All of this stuff. I mean, equal housing and all this stuff that we fight for. If everybody got it going so good, nobody got any issues. Ain't nobody got no Uncle Bubbles. Runaway daughters, runaway sons. We all got problems, issues. It's not permanent. It's not. When I was doing drugs, I thought that was my life. That was who I am. I had even changed my name. This is me. This is what I'll be doing for the rest of my life. I had no idea I'd be clean the next year. Somebody cracked a beer bottle over my head, and I saw the lights. That was the beginning of it. I said, wait a minute. I'm not going to let these fools kill me over this shit. right? Because they were dropping dead, honey. There were people, the things that happen out there, you know. I ain't gonna let it happen to me. So God reached in and grabbed my ass. But it took a power greater than myself, though, because I liked it. I liked it up until the last year. Biggest blessings come the toughest lessons, right? All that bullshit is still in my brain. If I take Benadryl to go to sleep, I'll dream about it. That's why I switched to Wellbutrin. I mean, no, not Wellbutrin. What's that stuff called? Melatonin. Wellbutrin, please. Melatonin. It don't give you nightmares. All power is in the tongue. I know that to be true, honey. Accept it. I am delivered. God, I thank you every day. Every day. Y'all know this. If one of them fools would have cracked me in my head with a pipe instead of a beer bottle, I could be walking around here talking to myself. It could have happened like that, honey. I see it every damn day in the streets. Anything could have happened. What a mighty God we. Hey, angels bow before him. Heaven and earth above him. Adore him. What a mighty God. Oh, I miss church. I need to get my ass back in church. The online thing is not working for me. At one point in my faith walk, I could turn on TD Jakes and I could turn on some Noel Jones and I could listen to some music and all that. And that was all I did. I had my headphones in at all times I was out of the house. But that doesn't work for me anymore. But I do miss the assembly, the people coming together, people of faith. I miss worship. But God is showing us that we can make it. When God touches you, you are touched, honey. You're touched. I get so blessed to see and hear you, Tim. Oh, thank you, Linda B. Merry Christmas. It was his mercy. My mom doctor told her to stop taking Benadryl. Yeah, that Benadryl, first of all, it gives you nightmares. And then it makes you so, like, you guys see my mouth is already dry all the time. I got to get some chapstick, I guess. But that Benadryl, I mean, your mouth would be like, ugh, it was horrible. But I did this shit for years. I did Benadryl for 3-4 years. I guess you got to build up to it, but it really does dry you out. It can cause problems with, I think it causes, was it liver or kidneys that it causes problems with? But the doctors never had a problem with it. I always tell my doctors everything. And they said, well, you can take a couple of Benadryl if you want to, but it does, every night I had nightmares about being back in the drug life. Oh, that light works. I don't need no damn ring light. It helps enough. Congregating and fellowshipping. That's right. Hopefully it won't be long. We can get back in church. Advil, I can't take Advil. So you take all these medications, then there's interaction with them. I can take Tylenol if I have, but that doesn't put me to sleep. Benadryl is in almost all of those drugs. You know, when the cough syrup and stuff says may cause drowsiness. Basically, people take it to go to sleep. Most of that, the ingredient is Benadryl. Melatonin, yeah. Melatonin is better. And sometimes always make me sleep. Well, if I take melatonin, if you wake up at any point in the night, sometimes you can't get back to sleep. So I just listen to audiobooks and they put me back to sleep. I figured that out. Well, you might have to increase. Apparently, some people take a lot of melatonin. For me, I take 3 pills, and that seems to be the sweet spot. So I guess I take 15 milligrams. I think that 5 milligrams, because one less than that doesn't put me to sleep, and one more than that gives me all this dry mouth and stuff. Yeah, all our house needs it. I mean, it needs a good cleaning. What it really needs is a painting. It probably hasn't been painted in decades. But you know, it's not like it's better than outdoors. Put it like that, honey. A whole lot better. So we praying for that girl. Somebody says she's already got a new place to go to. She get a chance to start over again. Right? Antihistamine. Yeah, that's Benadryl. It's not intended for sleep. It just puts you to sleep. Usually those cold medicines and stuff have 25 milligrams in it. Mm-hmm. 8 p.m. 4 gummies. You take 4, which gummies? Antihistamine. Audiobooks, podcast, help me go. Yeah, Linda, that works for me every time. And then you can go right here on YouTube. You can use your phone, go on YouTube, and just pull up, like I pull up Miss Marple, Agatha Christie, or Foro. And I never remember what the hell I was reading, but it holds my attention, and I just kind of drift off to sleep. I'm always gone for the next paragraph, so I never get through a book. I start it over every time, and I just put me right to sleep. So there's a lot of audiobooks right here on YouTube. Podcasts help as well. Okay. I can't watch all of these lovely people on here, these content creators, because they get me too agitated. They get me too agitated with all the tea, honey. I need something totally different. Dappy Keys Worship on YouTube. Nice, relaxing music. Dappy. I'm sorry, I'm old. I got to take notes for everything. Okay, so this is music. Gospel music. Oh, yeah. Remember that they have a station on Comcast, too. I used to listen to that. But the books, I don't know. It seems to work best. Dappy Keys Worship. Okay. Well, people, I got to go and try to get myself another paragraph or 2 in my writing. Happy holidays to you guys. I know I'll be talking to you before the day, but it's only 3 days. So God bless you guys. Y'all pray for Rita. Encourage her when you can. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.